This is going in turn 3. Let the car drift up, and they're going very, very high this afternoon. Trickle not able to close up on Rusty. We see his hands trying to correct the car now down in turn 1.
Right behind Dick Trickle is Michael Waltrip. And we're inside his car now. And the shots provided by the Maxwell House Country Time in-car camera.
You're in the Skull Bandit. That car is running in 3rd place at the present time. Waltrip first, Labonte second. You're with Harry Gant. And there he is. There you see Terry Labonte just in front of him in the red car. That's the battle for 2nd position. Here they are by the start-finish line, by our location, going into turn number 1. Harry Gant settles in, heads for the S's, pulls up on Terry Labonte. Incredible pictures as they rocket through, and you're watching it live today here on Superstation WTBS. Back inside of the old Milwaukee car with Tim Richmond. And remember that Richmond is running in the 5th position, looking for Earnhardt. Meanwhile, late report from scoring, Bobby Allison up to 16th. The 1975 and 81 winner of this event. There were 2 races in 81 on this track, and he won them both. Allison is up to 16th.
He's running 4th, and there is Rusty Wallace just ahead.
Of course, the leader is still Ricky Rudd and Mark Martin running 2nd. Rusty Wallace is 3rd. Harry Gant now 4th. Beginning to move in on the 3rd place car of Rusty Wallace. Now, Bob, there are only 16 cars on the lead lap as Ricky Rudd has moved around Neil Labonte, who is running 17th. Rick Speed is running 18th. He's gone a lap down, and so has Rick Wilson, who is running in the 19th position.
To the outside, check on Tim Rich's car, trying to get around Darrell Waltrip as our camera car, the Copenhagen Chevrolet of Benny Parsons. Let's watch him as he works this corner. See what you got to look for. You got to look to the outside, check on Tim Richmond, who's directly in front of Waltrip, sneak a peek to the high side, but you've got to contend with Darrell Waltrip as well. You've got to make sure that whatever move you make is telegraphed not only in front, but in behind you as well, because you've got a lot of traffic you've got to contend with.
You can see Richmond just wrestling that thing down as he hunkers down into turn number 2, coming down to the long backstretch. You see the new grandstand there to your right, working up to 165, 170 miles an hour about. Then you slow down going into the long 2,500-foot arc of turns 3, turns 4. That's a 180-degree corner. Maybe you slow down to 135, 140 miles an hour, then re-accelerate. Coming out of turn number 4, you'll go around here in about 32, 33 seconds, average speed above 150 miles an hour.
You know, Larry, a lot of the drivers are doing signaling from inside the race car when they come across the start-finish line. They're sticking their hands outside the window to signify that there is rain. They're complaining to Harold Kinder, the starter, that there's rain on the racetrack, and they're questioning why. Why no caution?
Well, Bill Elliott, as we continue to watch Benny Parsons and his progress, is the yellow flag. Hardy's car cam inside the Red Baron frozen pizza machine, following the Levi Garrett Chevy of Jeff Bodine.
Ken Schrader doing the driving, and it is Jeff Bodine right ahead of Ken Schrader, and Brett Bodine right ahead of Brother Jeff. And now Brother Jeff goes to the inside of Brett. Cannot make the pass, but at least he let Brother Brett know that he was there.
You know, Brett told me, again, he's running 2 cars up ahead there. He told me yesterday, Bob, that the transition from the Grand National sportsman-type stock cars to the Winston Cup cars was greater than that from the open wheel, lighter weight modifieds to the Grand Nationals, which really surprised me. I felt that certainly the transition visually is tremendous, but he said, nope, moving up to these cars, I noticed the biggest difference of my career.
We had medical concern about. Hut Strickland and Brett Bodine are apparently not seriously injured, although both will be taken to a local hospital. That because of the accident that occurred in turn number 1.
Going into number 3, you have to come down. Twist up a little bit. This is the real tricky part of the racetrack. Getting into number 4. Coming out of number 4. Just puts you right up in there. Left down into turn 1. Forward low. Let it drift down up against the start there. Real tricky. Getting into turn 3. Drift up high. Fight the car all the time.
In car number 9, See him back with Joe Rutland, who hangs right in there today.
He has just never been able to get back up towards the front of the pack. After making that driver change, he was caught back in the pack of cars, and he just simply has not been able to work his way up towards the front.
Remember that Jody Ridley is in there as the replacement for Bill Elliott, who started the race with a broken left wrist. Jody Ridley out of Chatsworth, Georgia. There you see him, George Elliott. He built cars for his sons down in Dawsonville, Georgia, and not too far away over in Chatsworth.
And Ken, for the fans that might not know, why would Bill Elliott even start the car? It's for the points, the Winston Cup points. He will get all the points that this car earns today. Now, the money situation, they normally split it up. Jody will probably get most of the money since he's going to drive most of the race.
Murphy